These are aerial photographs obtained by the Philippine Daily Inquirer newspaper. It shows that China will soon finish its militarization of 7 reefs in the South China Sea. An international tribunal in The Hague in 2016 rejected China's argument that it enjoys historic rights over most of the South China Sea. But the pictures clearly show that China has built a massive runway on Mischief Reef, which the tribunal ruled was in Philippine waters, including control towers and radio meters often used in military communication. Smaller reefs now have wind turbines, helipads, and observation towers. Transport ships designed to carry armored vehicles and up to 800 troops have also been spotted. According to security experts, 3 of these reefs now have 3-kilometer-long runways, making them as effective as aircraft carriers. China has also built harbor facilities, extending the reach of its maritime assets, not only in the South China Sea, but also the Central Pacific.
I don't think
these islands don't look like much, but they're at the centre of a simmering dispute about who owns them. In all, 7 countries have overlapping claims to islands in the South and East China Seas. And there's one common player, China, which has been jostling with its neighbours over maritime territories for more than a century. But recent tensions have threatened to boil over, potentially dragging in the United States and even prompting talk about possible war. So here's the situation. China claims more than 80% of the South China Sea within a border it calls the 9-dash line, whose legitimacy it says is proven by a 1940s map. So why are these islands so sought after? 1. Many of them sit above potential oil and gas reserves. 2. The South China Sea alone accounts for 10% of global fishing production. And 3. They're strategic. The Spratly Islands give China an extra 1,500 kilometres of influence. About a decade ago, countries started making formal claims under new UN rules. That led to a rush of moves from several nations to show ownership. China got the most attention. It started to build islands, installing runways and deep water berths. That led the Philippines to challenge China's claims in an international tribunal at The Hague. The Philippines won the case in July 2016. China's reaction? The award is null and void and has no binding force. Washington endorsed the ruling and called for peaceful resolve. Beijing says it has no intention of preventing commercial traffic, but is simply protecting its territory.
And China's military exercises have ramped up, which has made everyone nervous. And now, the Biden administration has pledged to back its allies, working together with Japan, Australia, and India to counter China's growing presence.
American leadership must meet this new moment of advancing authoritarianism, including the growing ambitions of China to rival the United States.
This leaves countries with claims in the South China Sea navigating the stormy waters between superpowers while defending their own national interests. Even though these islands might not look like much, the stakes here are incredibly high, and the risk of military conflict is growing.